Welcome to the Travel Nurse YouTube channel. My name is Abdul. I want to thank you once again for joining in. Those of you who have been with us since day one, I want to thank you very much. And if this is your first time that you are watching, kindly subscribe, and after subscribing, click on the notification button so that anytime there is an upload of a new video, you will be among the first people to receive the alert or the notification. I did a video where I discussed about the UK net salary. We looked at the various deductions, the taxes that you need to pay, and we also discussed about the net salary or your take home. Today we are going to talk about the living expenses in the United Kingdom as an employee or someone who works, who is gainfully employed in the United Kingdom. So we are going to look at the cost of accommodation. We are going to look at the bills that you are to pay. We are going to look at the cost of food and groceries. We are going to look at miscellaneous and clothing, and we are also going to look at transport and savings. This is a topic for discussion today. Just stick around. I'm taking a short breather, and when I return, I will delve into it. All right, so there is this myth. Should I call it a myth or a misconception that living in UK is quite expensive, and you end up spending all your salary on taxes, on expenses, and you end up saving nothing. Well, I don't think it's the entire truth, because UK is just like any other developed country, where if of course your style of living would determine how much you can save, and will determine how your cost of living will be. So irrespective of the country you find yourself in, if you are not financially disciplined, if you don't have a budget, then obviously you are going to suffer. And the UK or staying in the United Kingdom isn't an exception. You need to plan. So this is what we are going to discuss about. There isn't any single country in this world that do not pay taxes. Everywhere you live in, you pay taxes. Everywhere you live in, there are cost of medical expenses and those kind of stuff. So we'll start with accommodation. Just as any other country, the parts of the country that you live in determines your cost of accommodation. With the UK, of course, areas within London have a higher cost of accommodation. They are very expensive. You can get a one-bedroom flat for 1,000 plus. Other outskirts of London, not too far away from central London, you can get 800 upwards. Within London, some have been paying as much as 1,500, 8,800, 2,000 a month, depending on your specs. If you want to live like a celebrity, if you want to live rich, then you have to spend more. Other parts of UK which are not very far away from London, like 1 hour drive for London, 2 hours drive from London, where it's a bit quiet, not so quiet, but anytime you want to come to London to have fun or do one or two things, transportation is quite good. The transport system is quite good. You can easily travel to London and do whatever they want to do. With these areas, you can get a one-bedroom apartment or shared. If it's alone, then around 700, 650 pounds a month. So averagely, you are looking at a region of 500 to 550 pounds a month for an accommodation in the United Kingdom. There are areas where you pay as low as 400 a month, and those 400 might come without bills. Other areas you pay the 500 pounds a month, and it comes with bills. Others you pay. There are areas in London where you even pay 600 or 650, which is a shared accommodation. About 350 shared accommodation. It means a 3 or 4 bedroom or 2-bedroom apartment where you share a common lounge or a common living room. Okay, you share a common bathroom, you share a common kitchen with other members of the house, but each is entitled to his or her bedroom. Yeah, so in London you can get a shared accommodation for 600, 650, even 700 pounds. And this 700 pounds in other parts of UK, you can get a 2-bedroom apartment to yourself. Yeah, so you weigh the up and downs of things that are easily available to you in these areas where you tend to get almost everything that you want in London, where areas where accommodations are cheaper, usually you consider other factors. You don't get to get other things there. So it's kind of it has its own pros and cons. Okay, yeah, it has its own pros and cons. So averagely we are talking about a region of 500 to 550 for accommodation, which I don't think is that bad. Some come with bills inclusive, others without bills. So if you are living in a non-bills inclusive accommodation, then let's look at the bills. First of all, the gas and electricity, most of the services they provide here, like British Gas and other companies, they tend to do dual services where they are your providers for your gas and for heating system, for cooking, and at the same time electricity. You can pay the region around 20 to 30 pounds a month depending on your usage. You can pay more than that depending on your usage. Others are paying 50, others are paying 70. So depending on your usage, as I said, then water bill is also quite cheap. It's not that expensive. Then there is something that we call council tax. Council tax also comes depending on the area where you live. In the area where you live, we have category A, B, C, D, I think, and E. So where A plus B, it goes like that. So you can pay a rating of around £100 upwards. Some are paying 120, some are paying 150, 180. Some people are paying as much as £200 a month for the council tax. Okay, this again depends on the area that you're living in the United Kingdom. And again, when you are living in a shared apartment, or you are living in a bills inclusive apartment, then you don't need to bother with all these things, provided you pay your 600 or your 700 pounds a month or your 550 a month, then automatically it covers all these things, so you don't need to worry about bills. So that is one of the advantages of living in a shared apartment, though it also comes with its pros and cons. Then we look at transport. I must say cars are not that expensive in the United Kingdom, unless of course you want to live lavishly. That is where you want to get yourself a Porsche car, you go for a finance car, any type of car that you want to drive in this country, provided you have a very good credit score. You can drive from the Range Rovers, from the Porsche, to the Maseratis, to the Maybachs. Yeah, if you want to live Porsche, you can get them. People go for the Mercedes, Range Rovers on finance, and they are paying around 350, 400 pounds a month for 3 or 4 years. Yeah, and with less than £1,000, that is £1,000, you can get yourself a decent car that can take you from work to home and do some few rounds. Yeah, so irrespective of the age of the car, you can use it in the United Kingdom, whether 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007 model. You can get a decent car for a start. You can get a car for as low as £500. Yeah, £500, £400, 600, 700, 800, 1,000, 2,000. So you have to consider the engine as well. You can go and buy £400. So with the transportation, as I said, if you have an international driver's license, then you can use that for a year here in the UK. You can drive, actually get a car and drive. So the prices of the cars, as I indicated, from £400, 500 upwards, you can get depending on the engine type and the age of the car. Those who will be using public transport, i.e. train, bus, taxis to work, you are spending around 120, 150 a month, depending on where you are commuting to and fro from work to the house. And it's much cheaper if you get a weekly or a monthly ticket, either train or bus tickets. It's much economical. In those in London, there is something we call Oyster card. If you had that, then each trip is going to cost you around £1.50. Other areas £2.50 and others £3.50, depending on, again, the distance. Taxis here, Uber is very vibrant. Uber, Bolt, they use Porsche cars as well. They use Mercedes, they use Audi, they use Toyota, all the very nice cars. They use from 2011, 2012, 2013 models, 2016, even 2020, depending on the type of Uber that you order. And the Uber fares are between £4, £5, £6 per trip, depending again on the distance. Those of you who will be using cars, I think for car, a 2.0 liter engine, we are looking at around you spend about £90 to fill the tank. That can take you a month or over, 1.5 months, depending again on the distance. And if you have an engine capacity less than that, then we are looking at averagely you spend like 60 to £80 to fill your tank. Yeah, so transportation, irrespective of where you are in the UK, you can commute easily. There are underground trains, there are luxury buses, you know, so it's easy to move around, move about. Food. Food is something that you shouldn't bother much about. No worries with food. Food is very cheap in this country. Food is cheap when you do the groceries. It wouldn't take you that much, so don't cost that much. I for instance spend about 45 to 50 a month because I don't take in that much, but even that will fetch you a lot of grocery. Yeah. Meat is cheap. You have the chicken breast, chicken wings or drumstick, you have beef, and just name them, all sort of meat, and fruit and vegetables here as well. Cheaper, you know. Some of you don't eat fruit a lot, but here it's in abundance. The grapes, the apples, the oranges, the bananas, you eat them free. It's quite cheaper, so you kind of have a well-balanced diet over here. Food becomes a bit expensive when you want to live as if you are in your home country, and those coming from Asia, Africa, Caribbean, there's loads and loads of African restaurants, Indian restaurants. You can have your tikkes, and those from Asia can have your wraps, and African banku fufu, ewedu, and egusi. All the restaurants are here, and we have. I did a video on African and Asian markets with my colleagues, so you check out for that video where we visited some African and Asian markets in around London. So everything that you need, from your oxtail, from your bitter leaf, from your gari, from your cassava powder, plantain powder, unkulinu, prekese, everything that you need is here. But if you are here and you are always eating banku or fufu with your kaole kotodwe near benkwine, then you spend a lot on food. So always try to blend with what we have here, the English food, some of the intercontinental or continental dishes as well. They are quite moderate in price, so you tend to check your groceries. If you have a very large family, you can spend around 100 to 200 a month. Maybe a family of 200 or 300 should be enough for you with the grocery. Yeah. So it isn't that. Clothing, again, we have a lot of departmental stores. We have a lot of our clothing lines, M&S, Boohoo, Shein. We have River Island. We have some of the cheapest, Primark. We have the Demings. You name them, all the designers and all the other ones are here. So it all depends on the type of clothing you like and how expensive you want to live. Again, it's all boils down to financial discipline and you being yourself. You can get clothing as cheap as £1, £2, £3, £5. A jacket for 15, 20 averagely. You have a jacket for 40, 60. You have even a jacket for £600. As I said, I will not buy a jacket for £600 because I don't know whose daughter I'm going to impress. Yeah, I'm trying to just be yourself. Okay, so if you want to live posh, if you want to live rich, then of course you spend much on clothing. But clothing, trust me, on the average, we have very good clothing at a moderate prices. So that is something that again you should not worry much about. When I was talking about the bills, I forgot to chip in this. We also have a TV license that it's paid annually, and you have the options to pay them every month. You can monthly or quarterly. I think it's around 158, yeah, less than 200 for the whole year. And there are also phone bills. Those of you who will be taking contracts, if you can get a contract from 15, 20, 25 upwards, up to even 80, those who went in for the latest iPhone, not iPhone 12 or 12 Pro Max, depending again on the capacity, you can pay around 80 or 70 a month, depending again on your network provider. So it's all within you, about you living within your means, yeah, and trying to be disciplined. And you also have broadband, where there's internet you provide internet connectivity. You have very high speed internet, 5G, 4G in your house, depending on your area again. And with that, you can pay on the average from £17 upwards a month with unlimited access to the internet. Some come with this package where you can watch Netflix and some digi channels, sports again on TV. So if you have this at home, then there's no need getting a very huge package for your phone data as well, because in the home you use your broadband or Wi-Fi in your workplace as well. So this is part of the things that you should consider in your monthly bills. Then savings is very crucial. It's very important. You really have to save. You really have to save a lot of money. And people say if you're in the UK, you always run at a negative and you can't save much. I don't think it's true. It all boils down to how disciplined you are financially. Yes, so after paying your bills, doing all the expenses, definitely you're going to have something to reserve in your accounts. People are opening, most of overseas nurses that I know are opening accounts in their home countries where they are doing various forms of investment. Some are buying treasury bills, some are into mutual funds and those kind of things. And here, after averagely, you can save a region of 800,000, 1,002 upwards. It's doable. Some are even saying saving 2,000 a month, £2,000. Charlie, people are making it too. Some people are cashing in a lot in this country. Yeah, the harder you work, the more you earn, and the smarter you work again, the more you earn. So you can actually save. You can actually do all. And again, it also depends on how much you are sending back home. If you are not doing unnecessary spending, you are not flaunting money around, you are not buying anything irrelevant, then again there will be a lot of money for you to save, because the future is full of uncertainties. So it's advisable you save your money. So basically that is just a peep through of how their living expenses is in the United Kingdom. Yeah, so I hope this video has been very useful and informative. So that is it about the living expenses in the United Kingdom. Those of you who are still on the application and have sent me messages on WhatsApp, I've been replying. And the WhatsApp group, as I said, is just for those who have cleared the IELTS and CBT and are looking for offers So we try as much as we can to help with that. Please, the number that I do give on in the comment sections are not for calls, especially those of you in Ghana. Do not call. It's for WhatsApp only. So if even there is the need for a call, then it should be on WhatsApp, but not direct calls, because I can't pick direct calls. I can only do the WhatsApp calls and the messages. I'm still sharing, or we are sharing the house materials and the CBT materials as well. So just keep in touch and be watching the videos, and kindly subscribe to the channel and share it to your colleagues. The Instagram handle is there, and the TikTok handle is there, where you get to see the other side of me. We're having fun, and probably I'll be sharing some behind the scenes over there. So that is it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.